Oh, I don't know. I mean, I could have come off maybe a couple cemetery tombstones. Maybe the phone book.
Bob Dylan was always known as the quiet prophet of American music, the Nobel icon everyone dreamed of working with. But at 83, he shattered that image with a confession nobody saw coming. He revealed a secret list of artists he hated the most, and the names shocked the entire industry. Collaborators, close friends, even idols, they praised him in public, yet were erased from his life behind closed doors. And once you hear why these relationships collapsed, you will understand why they swore they would never stand beside each other. Again, at the very top of Dylan's hate list sits Paul McCartney. Yes, that Paul McCartney, the most beloved Beatle. The man everyone believed Dylan admired without question. The crack appeared in 1987 during a simple interview. McCartney was talking about melody, pop structure, and the changing state of music. Then the reporter casually mentioned Dylan's recent work. Paul laughed lightly, shrugged, and said Bob was not writing songs people could remember anymore. It sounded playful, but to Dylan, it was a wound. Dylan in the mid-80s was fragile and drained. He was coming out of a decade of spiritual turmoil. When one of the biggest musicians alive implied his new work lacked staying power, he felt humiliated. A close friend later said Dylan muttered that Paul wanted to be Lennon and never understood him. The fallout came quietly. Plans for a mini tour died, and private meetings vanished. Fans hoped for a reunion, but those close to Dylan insist it never happened. The second spot belongs to Eric Clapton, and Dylan did not start off disliking him at all. The shift came fast, and from a single moment, he never forgot. It was late 1978, inside a cramped rehearsal room in West Hollywood. Clapton was relaxed and talking louder than usual when he said that Dylan was losing his bite and someone had to step in eventually. That sentence reached Dylan within a day. When Dylan heard it, he did not explode. He simply nodded and said, "People change when they think they are catching up." After that, a session planned for the two of them disappeared from the calendar. Clapton tried once to fix things at a 1981 festival. He walked toward Dylan backstage, ready to speak. Dylan saw him, tightened his jaw, turned around, and walked away. Joan Baez holds the third spot, and their fracture began with a moment Joan believed was harmless. In the mid-1960s, Joan publicly said Dylan was turning away from the people who needed him. To Dylan, it felt like a cut from someone who knew his private fears better than anyone. The real break came during the 1965 UK tour, when Joan expected to join Dylan on stage as usual, but his staff refused her a slot. One crew member claimed Joan confronted Dylan in a hallway, asking if he was shutting her out. Dylan answered coldly that it was not her show. Joan later spoke in interviews saying Dylan had lost his way and abandoned activism. She attacked his integrity rather than his talent, and Dylan later said she used his doubts to shame him. Lou Reed earned the fourth spot after a 1974 interview, where Reed said Dylan never meant anything to him, and that his lyrics were smoke and mirrors. When Dylan heard it, he did not fight back. He simply erased Reed from his world. No mentions, no acknowledgments. And in the early 90s, when a journalist brought up Lou Reed, Dylan smirked and asked, "Who?" Leonard Cohen holds the fifth place, and this one hurt the most because it started with true admiration. The break came in the early 1970s when Cohen said Dylan's early songs were a bit adolescent compared to the poets he admired. That single word hit Dylan deeply. People close to him say he reread the quote several times. Years later, when they met in New York, Cohen tried small talk, but Dylan stayed distant. The wound had never healed. Which name on Dylan's list shocked you the most, and which feud do you think should have been resolved? Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button, subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin, and hit the bell so you never miss the next untold story behind music's biggest legends.